What now? Like, what are we doing wrong? It just keeps getting better and better. Welcome back. We're gonna see some beautiful sights, hit up some beautiful waterfalls, and I'm challenging us to only camp in free camping places. I'm actually leaving Catterskills Falls, which is about 30 minutes west of Woodstock. Now we're about to head to our first free spot, and let's go check it out. We are currently at 2,200 feet elevation, and I only know that because we just passed a sign. I've seen a couple of those recently, and I don't really remember seeing a lot of signs telling me what elevation I'm at. Oh wait, it's blocked off. Oh, bummer. We were able to pull in. First entrance was all blocked off, and then we were able to come in past it. All right, I'm trying to find the most hidden, most discreet spot. Stealth mode, activate. Stop number one, success. Pretty much a big gravel lot, but when you look at it from this side, beautiful. Sky's trying to show off again. Looking pretty over there. Mosquitoes are coming out though. Time to close the hatch. Time to make the bed because I cannot function until it's made. It feels a lot less chaotic. So first things first, make the bed. Buddy, I gotta make the bed. Most important layer, official waterproof washable pad. And then we got this guy. You look sleepy, Rob. Head into a coffee shop with a nice big grassy field across the street, which will be good for quick little doggy walks. Our view for today, I don't know what's up those steps. Gonna find out though. My mornings are usually the same. Coffee, dishes, face. I'll check back in with you. I don't know if you want to keep seeing that. And it's not pretty, but it's very yummy. Southwest tofu scramble. And a little more work. There's a deer gonna cross the street. Oh my God. Hurry. We'll be heading to the same spot that we were at last night soon. We're kind of waiting until it gets dark, and then we're gonna head out first thing, hopefully before anyone's up. And then we'll continue on west. I hit a trail before we head out of here. Tubing, that would be fun. It's so much scarier when it's dark. It's only 8 p.m., but it's really dark. We'll probably roll out of here around 7, maybe sooner. That's all for tonight. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We will be seeing more waterfalls. Stop somewhere along the way. Don't get it. What you got, Robs? You got a little bone? By the way, I don't know if I ever said that we are right near Hunter Mountain. My water pump just died. I was in the middle washing my face and the water stopped coming out. Now there's an error message displaying on my screen. I was hoping that maybe the water just ran out, but no, we're over half full. So now I'm trying to troubleshoot. I'm not sure. I've never had a component malfunction while I was on a trip. In the beginning, I had a lot of issues with my main battery, but that kind of kept me in one place and I was able to, work with the same people. This is kind of like area I don't know. I know nothing about the water pump. Never ran into an issue before on the road, so not really sure what comes next. I rebooted everything per Google, the screens, the entire power system. It seems to be working for the moment. I don't know if it's an intermittent issue, but I'm gonna carry on as if the problem solved itself. Quick update on that parking situation. As we were getting ready to leave, a woman doing her daily morning walk threatened to call the police on us. I don't know if she was acting like she was calling the police or she did. We did have police drive by that lot twice the night before, and they could clearly see us there, and because it was late in the evening, probably knew our intention was to sleep there. They didn't say anything. So it was just one random woman. We were like yelling back and forth. We were getting ready to leave, and at the last minute I was like, I'm gonna take the dogs for another quick potty break. If I didn't do that, we would have been gone before she walked by. She's just a busybody. It's really weird, because why does she care? Her lot, like, why does she care? It is not impacting her life personally. Why does she care? As we were leaving, there was a nice path along like a really pretty creek with mountain views. I probably would have got out and walked on the path, but that's where she was, and I don't want to be anywhere near bad energy woman. We've been parked across from a coffee shop we went to this morning, and they have a nice big grassy field right here, which is perfect for the dogs. I've just been editing the content I filmed for the auto camp, which was in my previous video, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I am about to eat their chickpea salad, which is stellar. Stellar. I would be surprised if not every single person loved it. After lunch, we're gonna relocate to a trailhead. I still have some more work to do, but I'll be able to quickly pop out and check out Diamond something Falls. I will update you once I remember the name. They have picnic tables set up right across from the coffee shop, and this is the big grassy area which we've been walking the dogs. I'm just ripping off chunks of bread like a feral animal. We're about 30 minutes away from the trailhead that we're gonna park at, finish up our work day before we head out for some activity. It's kind of funny because the lady who threatened to call the police on us, that was like way over there. Oh, people are staring at me. I'm getting weird vibes in this town. I really liked it, but now I feel like everyone's like really weird about van people. It's probably just my paranoia. But the lady who threatened to call the police on us, which was like way over there. No! Lost my bread. And we actually crossed paths again as I was walking into the coffee shop, and God, people are really staring at me in like a uncool way. So then we just crossed paths and she just scowled at me, and I wished her well. I just rushed through my lunch. I don't know if I'm being paranoid because the morning started off with like a threat to call the police, but I was filming myself eating at the picnic tables across from the coffee shop, and the food was from the coffee shop. But I noticed that there was a woman in the window just staring in my direction for what seemed like an unusual amount of time. I don't know, she thought I had my camera set up and I was filming in their direction, so I was trying to use very exaggerated hand movements that I wouldn't be doing if I were filming them. Or maybe she thought it was just interesting to watch somebody film themselves, or maybe she was just facing my direction but not looking at me at all. I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm gonna get moving to the trailhead where I'll just have a little less worry about who I'm bothering here. 30-minute drive. Be back soon. I am really on edge. We just got to the trailhead. I'm out walking the dogs, not on the trail yet. Brian is messing with the Starlink because he needs to do some more work while I was gonna hit the trail. We were here for like 2 minutes, and I'm down a little ways and I see a park ranger pull into the parking lot really fast, get out of his truck, make a beeline for the van. I can't hear what's going on, and I am just like, what now? Like, what are we doing wrong? He left the van, we passed, he said hi, seemed friendly enough. So when I got back, Brian told me that he was nice. All he was doing was letting us know that you can't overnight park here. He said we have a very sick van. Sick van. So he was totally cool, nice. But this is van life. You really start to feel like just a bother and like you're not welcome anywhere. It's not always the case, but that feeling is kind of always there. Like you just are a little like hesitant to be in certain places. And that becomes even stronger after someone legitimately told you not to be here. Anyway, all good. You hot, bud? All right, so far this trail is pretty overgrown, which I don't really care for. We're gonna just walk a little bit and see if it clears up. Feels like it's getting more overgrown. Let's see what's beyond this hill. I think it's a hill. All right, I think it's clearing up. All right. Whew. I wasn't gonna continue if it stayed like that. I think we are off course and we just started. This is rated easy, but I don't know. Well, I wish I knew where we were because it's pretty. On track. I don't know where we were, but that was definitely not it. It definitely was not where we were supposed to be. The parking lot was just a little ways down. I was following all trails, but it was a little misleading. But we're on it now. And I was wondering, supposedly it's rated easy. What we were doing was not easy. We're in fall now. Crunchy leaves. Got my bear spray. Trying to get a little smarter. Be a little more prepared. Got some little falls here. Pretty red leaves. These little falls seem like they're flowing pretty well, so maybe that's a good sign for the big ones. All right, class, what do we do if we see a bear? We get big and loud, back away slowly. Well, pick up the dogs, especially mine. I'm pretty new to hiking. Not new, like it's something I've done off and on throughout my life, but it's definitely been more regular of a thing in a lot more places. So I feel like there's a whole lot of information I need to learn. I'm really hoping to see a bear, but from a great distance. Whew. Moment we've been waiting for. Hear it? The Great Falls of Diamond Hatch. I think this view is better. I gotta pay attention. It looks kind of slippery. It's definitely prettier from this spot. There's Fry, blending in with nature. Diamond Hatch Falls. I think either Diamond Hatch or Diamond Notch. I need to double check. It looks really cool. I wish I had my real camera on so I could get you guys. That's really cool. Victory is ours. We came, we conquered. It was off to a rocky start, but we figured it out. Such a, like, once we figured out where we were supposed to enter, it was kind of embarrassing because it couldn't have been more obvious. Well, all trails did not say we needed to walk like nearly half a mile down the road, and where we parked, it looked like they had the sign like any other trailhead. Not one place did it indicate we had to walk half a mile down the road, and had the smallest map, like a regular 8x10 sheet of paper that was completely faded, and it was like 7 feet high, so I couldn't read the map. But the trail itself is nice. I would say it is easy, but it's varied. When something's rated easy, that varies from like a paved path to that had lots of like rocks and roots and nice views, and it was good. I liked it. A young woman passed us along the way to ask us like how much further the lean-to is, and I told her, but I said like in miles, and then she said she's from Canada, so you know, I told her about half an hour, and she just seemed really nice. And then I think that's her motorcycle. I just think she's like the coolest. She was carrying all her backpacking stuff, and she drives a Harley and came from Canada, and You know, that's really cool. Now I want to be her friend. Look at that bike. I could never, but that's pretty nice. We're at a bit of a crossroads, you know, because I'm determined to not use like Cracker Barrels and things. So I did find a spot that has really great reviews. It's a little over an hour away. However, I think it sounds like it can get busy on the weekends, and it's Friday, so I don't know if that means like it would be busy tonight, and it's gonna be getting dark soon. I don't want to roll up in the dark. And it just keeps getting better and better. Oh God. Things are getting a little dicey with the gas situation. So we drove 20 minutes out of our way to get gas, only to get to a sicko that looks like it's from the 60s, and all the pumps are out of order except for the diesel. So now we're driving an extra 10 minutes out of the way, but the road is blocked, completely blocked. Like, accident, I don't know, there's a bunch of lights, and the cars in front of me, I don't know how long they've been waiting, but everyone's starting to turn around. So we'll have to try and find another gas station. Fortunately, most of this has been downhill, so I've been coasting. I was able to keep my foot off the gas for like 10 minutes, so yeah. The biggest stressor with the gas situation is that we're trying to get to a camp spot that I really don't want to arrive after dark, because supposedly it gets busy on the weekends. There's not a lot of spots, you know, it's like wild camping. Oh my God, did somebody hit like a bear? Well, there's a body in the road. It doesn't look human. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. There's motorcycles pulled off on the side of the road, so I'm really hoping it's not a cyclist or a bear. I don't want it to be anyone. What's it look like? It's human. I think it was a cyclist, motorcyclist. I've been trying to film this clip for like 10 different times, but we are heading to a wild camping spot, and it's getting dark, and I don't like showing up at these places when it's dark because, you know, they're not really established, so it might not be obvious where to go, and yeah, and I just don't like being in that situation. But because of the challenges of getting gas that put us behind an hour, like we were supposed to be there at 7:05, and now our arrival is 8. Sun is setting. So, oh, what's that in the road? Jesus. Yeah, so my other concern is we don't have a backup picked out, so if we get there and it's full, not quite sure what we're gonna do. Also because the internet has been less than ideal. So wish us luck. Are you sure? I can't see anything because backing in is so easy in this thing. I don't want to. Too dark, I can't see. There's a tree right here. I'm so confused. This was genuinely the worst drive in the sketchy situation, but if you listen, that's a babbling brook. Have a firing.
It looks beautiful in the morning.
Yeah, can't wait till the morning. Me and my obnoxious bright light because it's crazy out here. Oh, that was stressful. So we made it to our destination somehow. That 1 hour drive felt like 3 days. Every muscle in my body is tense and achy now because I was just like this the entire time. The road itself was, you know, it took everything out of me that I could barely even recap this adventure. But there was like nothing on this road for miles. Nothing on this road for miles. We eventually, and so the entire time I'm like, I really hope that there's a spot because it's going to take us forever to get back to civilization. And we had no plan B. And when we tried to search for plan B, there wasn't a plan B. I mean, we're in some like, you know, deep in the mountain type forest road. So there wasn't anything. Eventually we passed a resort, still like, I don't know, 45 minutes away. I'm like, okay, maybe worst case scenario, they'll have some rooms. Meanwhile, I'm trying to race the sun. You know, at this point it was like 7:45. It was pretty much, sun was set. So I'm like, okay, if we could just get there by 8, we'll have a tiny bit of light that we could still kind of like probably navigate a little bit. And I was 15 minutes away. All of a sudden, the time jumped to 25 minutes away. It did it on Brian's phone too. No idea what that was about. So it just felt like we went back in time. And 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but in that situation, it might as well have been like a whole 24 hours that it added on. So we finally get to the area. Can't see anything, but we do see a campfire and a tent. So we get out and try and walk around to look. Can't really, we see the one campfire, we see another, and I was debating on like, do we continue driving down this road because it's pretty, there's no way to turn around, like for anyone, especially not for my van. But I don't know, like based on the reviews, it sounded like there was 10 sites. So we're like, okay, thinking there's got to be like a couple more down this way. And we started to drive. The road is just getting like sketchier. We pull up to something that kind of we thought was a campsite. Still unclear. Kind of seemed like a house, but kind of like very random place for a house. Like it just doesn't make sense. But there was also a tent and campfire. Nonetheless, not a space for us. So at that point, we're like, we can't keep going further. And then we were just going to like count our losses and make the hour drive back down this horrible road. It's a nice road. It's because it's like really dark. That's the main reason. And we're heading back, and then Brian spots something. You know, I back up, reverse, and he gets out and he sees a fire ring and a big enough spot for my van to fit. So it is home for the night. And I'm surprised we made it just like logistically. And then I was surprised we made it and like one of us didn't end up murdered by the other. Because it just was not a fun situation. And then we got to the spot and Brian's thinking I have these like great driving skills and that my van is really nimble and tries to like direct me. And I almost got wedged like between trees. It's just been a lot, but we are parked, hopefully not blocking anything, and hopefully this is legal. I think it is, but the twist is that we are directly on like a babbling brook, like right on it. And that's kind of why I wanted to go to this place, because a lot of the reviews mentioned how you can just like park by this creek. And so even though everything seemed really sketchy and like it just wasn't gonna work out, in the end we have a pretty good spot. Honestly, like I bet during the day I probably would have thought this was like the most beautiful drive through the mountains, but I'm telling you, when it's dark and you don't know anything, it's scary to me. And if you've ever driven a ProMaster, at least the 2023, they have the worst headlights imaginable. Like the flashlight on my phone is brighter than these headlights. High beams are like just barely equivalent to like regular headlights. It's just so bad. So it just adds on to everything. And the backup camera, pretty much worthless in this kind of situation. So I can't wait till the morning when all this subsides and we see how beautiful this place really is. And I can repark a little better. I feel like today overall was just one of those days that everything was harder than it needed to be, or like things just weren't going well, or you know, just like little obstacles and things that don't typically happen in the day-to-day. You know, I'm blaming that woman from the morning who threatened to call the police on us. I feel like she put out like some major negative energy and it just went downhill from there. That's my take. I'm gonna blame everything on her. I mean, some poor decisions were made today for sure. I should have got gas when I had the chance. That would have saved us so much. We shouldn't have started the hike as late as we did. It wasn't late, but knowing like to prevent this situation that happened, we should have left earlier. Tomorrow is a new day. Until then, good night for now. We definitely almost killed each other trying to get to this spot, but it is so nice. Now that I can actually see where we are, it is magical. I feel like a little fairy in the forest. That's a fire ring, not ours. But there's my van. Look at this creek we have right in front of us. And then over here is another creek. Well, same creek, but different part of it, I guess. Our poor decisions keep revealing themselves. We are so not prepared. We are in such a rush to get here that we didn't think about the fact that our tanks are full. We're out of some supplies that we could use. We could also probably get by without. We have no internet here. Not sure where the closest dump is. We're low on water. Like, we have way too much trash with us. I feel like such an amateur all of a sudden. Like, I know better. Somehow, I'm in this situation. And have such an amazing spot, but I'm so unprepared that I'm probably gonna have to leave it. Which, by the way, I think you can only stay at these places for 4 nights. It's not like BLM where you can stay for like 2 weeks. This, I think the max is 4 nights. You might even need a permit to stay 4 nights. We are gonna leave anyway. New York, they have different rules. So even if you find some free camping like this, you gotta know the rules. It's quite a few nuances, and I'm worried about not knowing them all and breaking a rule. I don't like breaking rules, but especially when it comes to like wild camping and stuff, like I don't want to be the reason why things are taken away from us. But this moment, I am going to make coffee and then figure out what we'll do next. Definitely no hope for Starlink out here. It's way too much tree cover, which, you know, we're not surprised by. We're kind of hoping we could move it out far enough to get some internet to figure out our next move. But I guess we're just gonna have to drive somewhere, somehow. Just keep driving until the internet comes back. It's quite cold. We may be unprepared, but look at this. So this has been my morning. But my legs are falling asleep. I don't want to disturb them. think we're gonna head out already because of this sign right here, which I'm not sure if I think we might be breaking that rule. But I mean, there's a fire ring. It's definitely like established, and there's another fire ring. So funny how things change during the day. This doesn't look scary at all. This road isn't the sketchy part. It's been a little difficult to make decisions this morning. We've been waffling about everything. We left that beautiful spot earlier this morning. It wasn't completely clear that we were okay to be where we were for that long. So we decided just to move on and regroup at a rest stop. So that's where we've been probably for the last 2 hours. We cooked breakfast. We made like 20 different plans, kept changing them. Current plan is we really need to find somewhere to dump, and it looks like the best option is a campground an hour away towards Ithaca. So that's our first stop. We cannot put that off any longer. We're gonna fill up our water, empty our gray, empty our toilet. From there, I think we're just gonna go to downtown Ithaca and see what Ithaca, the town itself, has to offer, and then we'll probably just stealth camp there. We wanna see Ithaca Falls, Buttermilk Falls, and another state park. I think there's 2 other state parks kind of like all in that area. But I think at this point in the day, we're not really gonna have enough time to do everything without rushing, and we definitely need to prioritize our chores. So today, for now, it's a chore day, and then we'll see how we feel after that.
Got us on the clock.
We just had a breaking news. We just had a very pleasant coffee shop experience. It is called, well, I was going to show the logo, but there is nothing. It's called This and That, and we are in Hancock, New York. It's the cutest vintage store with the cutest owner. So she's the owner, right? Yeah, she's the owner. And they have coffee and pastries, lots of vegan treats, and lots of like new little knick-knack type things. So we went in for coffee and came out with like 2 bags worth of stuff. Oh, such suckers. But definitely check it out if you're coming through, because it is just so cute. And I love how all these towns, they're villages. They're not cities or towns, but the speed limit signs all say like village speed limit. And it's just so cute. It's like people out and about. I like it. But now, for real, time to dump. Dump first, then water. $7. Can't beat that. Open them all. Toilet. Water. In the grave. I love when they have these and I don't want to deal with my hose. So great. Woo! The last few days have been quite an adventure. Thinking back to that lady yelling at us, just that seems like a lifetime ago already. It feels like so much has happened since then. And looking back, all those little dramas add up to be fun stories to tell. I mean, how boring would my video be if I didn't have some lady to complain about? Now that we're all stocked up and drained, 2 most important things, we are off to Ithaca. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I really want to thank you for watching and all the comments you always leave me. I really appreciate you being here. I love to connect, so tell me a little about you. I'd love to hear it. And I will see you in Ithaca.